This conference will now
Yeah,
be recorded.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Who started? You guys can see, is it?
Lakshmi sir,
Okay. You have the excess, Lakshmi. Fine, fair enough. Thank you.
okay, sir.
Okay,
I
so
didn't
let's
have
get started.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I hope you
Leave
can see
me.
my screen, everyone. Okay, so today I
Yes.
will start from I will show you a agenda I actually created yesterday, which we are going to cover. Okay, so let me show you that. So let me open this and we'll follow this, okay, rigorously. And these are the pointers we are definitely going to cover, whatever is mentioned here. So here is the automation anywhere plan. The topic, okay, primarily is this topic. My objective is to cover those topic, how exactly, and whatever is there. So let's start from that point. Yeah, let me open it and let me. We'll start. I know there are a couple of steps we observe. We'll start from the installation today. How exactly we connect an installation? Did anybody requested already the installation? Have you received the link, user ID, password? Anyone?
Yes.
Anyone here? Pragat, you did correct. What about
Yes.
Prakash, Varun? What about you guys?
Sorry, I just
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No worries. Look at this, okay? These are the, don't go with the session wise, okay? Maybe the session could be plus or minus, but objective is that bare minimum, this is in bulk actually. But bare minimum, these are the pointers we are going to cover, whatever is outlined here, okay? And above and beyond, we can go. Okay, so you can see introduction, automation anywhere requirement, what is required, tool installation, overview of the taskbot, metabot, IQbot, automation anywhere dashboard, what is dashboard, control room, then recording will observe, overview of the task editor, and task creator, action list will observe, system variable, object cloning. These are the things will come, okay? But this is a rigorously, and whatever will be done will mark as green, 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 like this, okay? This is my tracker through which we will green, and we'll follow a kind of a outline, what you are going to finish, okay? Now little bit enhancement I need to do because in the new version there are a couple of more features has came in. I will include that also, but bare minimum at least, okay, we'll follow a track so that everybody is aligned what is going to be covered, okay? And this I shared already with the team. Ask them, they can provide it to you, and that is one, or else I can also share that. No worries, let me update it a little bit and then I will share this also. Is that fine, guys? Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now next is okay, you have the user ID password, correct? So look at this, okay, I'm just opening this in my system also. User ID password, look at this. This is control room. So you must have received this control room link once you register. Let me start from the beginning, okay? How exactly? Okay, I think Prakash or somebody has joined today only. No worries, I will show you. This is the login and all. We will talk about this later on. Let me focus on. So once you want now, you can go to this, let's say automation anywhere community. Okay, just search this automation anywhere community. Once we search this part, click on this automation anywhere community, and then in this particular community version you can enter this information here, like your Gmail ID. Gmail also it works, okay? Last time I was thinking that it is not at all work, but yeah, Gmail also, because it's asked for company name and company mail ID, also business email, but Gmail also it works, no problem. So you fill these details and you will receive a user ID password, okay? You will receive a user ID password in your email, a link and user ID password. This link is nothing but this link which I've opened right now, and user ID password I have resetted again. This user ID password it will work. And then once you get the receive the user ID password, uh, I don't know, do we have option to share a screenshot? User, you will receive an user ID password. I wanted to show you that user ID password email, but it's not important. I can pretty much confidently tell you, you receive an user ID password, you click on that link, you open with that user ID password, you will get to see the introduction page. Not even introduction page, you will get to see a password reset page where you will ask it will ask for give your give your um, it will ask for, let's say, 3 secret key. Okay, so what is your first pet name or school first name, or what is your school name? These are the details you fill in just to remember. Imagine you forgot that password. If you provide those answer, it will allow you to reset that password. That page you will receive. Once you set that your user ID password, you will receive this page which is loading right now. You will receive this page which is loading right now. This page. This is the page you will receive once it is loaded successfully. Okay, once this also load, there are certain step I will tell you what you need to follow. So let me create a outline. What are the things we are covering one by one? Give me a second. Okay, so I will make a note of all this so that, just a minute guys. Yeah, set. Yeah, okay. Now look at this. What I wanted to tell you is this. Is it launching? Let's see. Okay, fine. Give me a second. Yeah, this is required. Okay, so this is fine. This is fine, fair enough. And what I required bare minimum here also is this paint. We will work on this particular paint also. Okay, fine. These two we can follow rigorously. Okay, what are the things I'm going to cover? First point is that what are the pointers I'm going to cover. Now what are the pointers we are going to observe? First thing first we will know about, first is uh, registering for community edition. Okay, registering for community edition, number one. So you know this particular step right now. So you fill the form, you get the credential. You fill the form, you will get the credential. Simple. Registering that. Once you register, first is reset the password. First thing what you need to do, or I can also say, going very macro level, set the what I can solve, reminder key. Reminder, sorry, uh, set the reminder key. Set the reminder key. Second thing, third point. Once you set the reminder key, reset the ID password. I will pick it up from this point. These 2 points I highlighted, you follow it. The moment you log in into this control room, you'll get a reset key where you'll provide your 3 secret information, and you fill that information, you are all set. And it will ask for changing that password. You can also change there, but I will start from this point where we'll reset the password. Okay, reset the password. Once we reset the password, we'll talk about how to register the user. Register the user. Then once register the user now done, is set up device. Set up device. Once setup device is done, we are at least good to go. Setup device. In setup device only, there is subtask is called install agent. install agent. Subtask you can call, because until and unless you are install agent, your device will be not connected. So objective of the setup agent setup device is, connect the device, connect to device. These are the steps we are going to follow. I will pick it up from this step. Okay, reset the password. Fair enough. Is that clear? In reset password also, I'll talk about how you can give user access or allocate the license. Those also parameter I'll try to highlight, okay, if it is available. So another point is user access, or permissions, because in this particular version, if you don't have admin rights, you will not be able to do this. Okay, so you need admin rights in order to do this. User access, you can revalidate and give permission, various permission, if you have admin access only. If you don't have admin access, you will not be able to do this. So these are the steps. Let's observe how exactly we can work with this. So first thing first, so once you resetted those three keys you filled in, then you need to go to manage. See, this is device but not device. We need to go to the credential directly. So credential reset, you need to do first thing, because once you know in get login, first thing what you do is you first log in with the default ID and password, but that is not secure way. So you go and change your password. Give me a second. Go to user. Okay, not this credential, user only. Here the user will load. See, in community these are the challenges are there. Okay, and enterprise. Okay, this is I'm talking about this, but okay, prior to installation. Yeah, very good point, because yesterday I highlighted we will not directly get into this. There are certain requirement you need to fulfill, guys. Environment related requirement, related requirement we need to fulfill. Give me a second. Okay, I will pick up what are the data you required for environment related. I have a note. Give me a second. Okay, okay. Okay, yes. Yeah, I'm pulling that data, infrastructure related data. I will talk about first environment. This is community. What are the various version? This was the question yesterday. What are the various version? How do we install? We cannot directly start with the tool. Prior to that, there are some work. There are some work means literally a lot of things are there. I am going to tell you each and every point. Just pay attention to it and see how exactly it can help you. Give me a second. Okay. So, okay, no worries. Think. Okay,
Dave?
fine. Yeah. The point is, yeah.
No, actually, when I registered for that community edition, it is
Mhm.
sent an email. So it sent a control URL and a password and username. So when I
Mhm.
click that control link, it directly asked me to change the password. Then after that, I just entered
Directly
into
ask you
that.
to check.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that change password directly ask na, that is default change. I'm
Mhm.
going to tell you that that is default change. So it
Okay.
will ask for the changing password, and you can set the 3 reminder pointers. So okay, memory pointers. These are the two things basically it will ask. Okay, the way it also, no, not in Gmail or any other mail. No, that reminder password it asks on for a secure applications. These two things you can do, but I will talk about that how exactly the entire user ID you can manage from here. So I'm going to talk about that. Okay, from this point also you can start. Imagine you log into default ID password, then also you can pick it up from here. We'll come back to this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I could not find that, guys, sorry. Now I remember whatever pointers required. I'll talk about that in detail. What I'm doing is I'm saving this particular uh, could not find, not it is, I need to log in into that application, then only I can bring that data for you. So as of now we can ignore this. I'm saving this because these are agenda we are going to cover. Fair enough. I save this, delete the center parameter, and let's start again. understand this. Before we install before we install the tool before we install the tool, even what are the things required? Bare minimum. Even before installing, let us explain this, what are the versions are there and how exactly it is connected. See, in when automation anywhere, I will say automation automation anywhere, okay, versions. See, if I give the history to you, I am working in automation anywhere from the version very beginning. Very beginning is from version 8. I'm working from version 8. Okay, prior to that also there were another version, but it changes to 8 to 9 to 10, 11, and then now it is now A2019 and now A360. These are the version it has upgraded. I started from this, just imagine. Okay, in 5 years, 6 years, these many versions it has came up. Now I wanted to highlight that, see, now it has two type of version. Two type, or let me conclude how many. First thing is, by default, is community version, number one. Number two is by another type of version is enterprise version. In enterprise version, what is difference between community version and enterprise version? First thing first, what is difference between community version and enterprise version? Community version, there are limitations in community version. In other words, there are limitation in community version. If you go to community edition, you can see these are the things you can do. These are the things you can do. You can access cloud. You can, okay, okay. Go back here. Okay, can I not? Yeah. So here you can see, leverage the cloud access state of the art technology, instant on easy to use, a bot, build a bot and any skill level they have given step by step. But this is not full-fledged solution. This is not the full-fledged version of it. There are limitations in community edition. I wanted to show you that comparison if possible, but I know, okay, but I know what are the various differences. First is, there are functionality limitations, and there are functionality limitations such as, you have certain command, for example, iqbot, you can only create 5 learning instances, okay. And then control room features control room features are limited. Features are limited based because it is just for community, and bare minimum features are there. Control room features are limited. Apart from that, community edition infrastructure is different. Different, okay. infra Infrastructure. So whatever infrastructure means, I will talk about infrastructure in detail. What infrastructure is? Nothing, the setup you require to install the tool. So community is cloud. Community is another parameter is, one is cloud and another is non-cloud. Enterprise is non-cloud, okay. One is cloud, so I could have done in this way. I could have done in this way also, in order to make you understand. Let's say this is, and you can mention this is, these are the features. So I can say this is, I'll say, you know community, and this is, I'll say, delete this, okay. This is, I say, community, and this is, I'll say, enterprise. First feature I said, let's say, start with cloud. Be informed, cloud is available in community and enterprise both. Number one. Number two is, as I mentioned, limitation in control room features. Control room features. It is bit limited. I'm crossing it. It has it, but it's limited. Remember this, or not. Don't cross it. It, you know highlights that it is not there. Okay, so I'll say limited, and it is full. You can utilize based on your access permission. iqbot features iqbot features it has only 5 learning instances. You can do as per your license parameter. Apart from that, there are also how many sub bot you can create. I think 2 to 5 sub bot it supports. Okay, sub bot means how many task bot I can create simultaneously, how many machine I can connect, how many machine I can connect. That how many machine I can connect is also limited. So let's say machine, it is I believe 2 to 5. You cannot increase more than that because it is community, and here you can, based on your license, you can create as number as possible. Now in community edition, there are components which is limited mode, but here it is full-fledged, you will find. So components such as in community you cannot access, for example, uh, bot insight. Bot insight you cannot access it, but enterprise all this is full version integration. You can integrate with any particular component of the bot. So for example, meta bot, IQ bot, task bot, full version. In community you cannot control runtime, so in community it is only for developers, but enterprise is for developer and tester. Different accesses are there. Developer, tester. Tester means tester can only run the bot, so that features is there. You can control it, you can control based on license, you can do that. So in community primarily it is for development purpose, access given. Okay, cloud these are the primarily differences between community. Yeah, community based thing is 30 days. The validity of community is 30 days they give, and enterprise is again based on your license parameter. So these are the primarily couple of things I can highlight that what is there. And yeah, another point is, so yeah, these 2 points also keep in mind. I don't want you to ignore this 2 point. One is validity. One is 30 days. Another is based on your license. Okay, this is community and this is enterprise. Fair enough. Now validity is fine. Another is a type of access. It is in cloud, that. And this is desktop application, desktop app. This is desktop app. So these are the, look at this, how many differences I already highlighted in community and enterprise. This is for college, university, POC creation purpose. POC means proof of concept. For that purpose we use community. For enterprise, for real-time bot creation and mass deployment or large operation. Okay, large operation and real-time bot creation. I will say large deployment files. Okay, then yeah, I don't know, this point I said something, but it's fine. These other pointers are coming. At least this is bare minimum is fine. Now going back to the version history. Okay, I hope it is clear so far. Any question so far?
Dev,
Any
the
question,
first,
guys?
hello Dev.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the
Go
first you
ahead.
said like community and enterprise are both cloud. Okay, and
Yes.
what is this type of application, cloud and desktop?
Yeah, see, I will tell you. Yeah, very nice point. For this you need to understand this hierarchy which I am going to tell you. Exactly, that is what I'm going to tell. Look at this. Look at the current scenario, forget about past. A Currently it is available A360, sorry, A360, this version, and there is one more version is version 11. Okay, now enter. So A360 have two type, that. One is one is community, which is again in cloud, and you have enterprise, which is also from this version also, it is hosted in cloud. So A360 hosted both community or enterprise, both hosted in cloud. Simple. But version 11, trial also, it was physical. It is in system. It is like system installation. In other word, I can say nothing but desktop. desktop. I hope it is clear. So A360 community is in cloud, enterprise in this. Version 11 community also was in desktop. If you download community, it was in desktop, but validity was again 30 or 60 days. But the system, if you download the enterprise version of version 11, it is a desktop app, and this is the last generation of desktop app you will find ever of this. Going forward, all these versions are in cloud, and we are going to work in cloud. Now, a little bit history. This A360 is going to deploy or starting getting like enforced from July this year, June or July this year, June or July. So what is happening now? Most of the company working on this A version 11, they are going to migrate from this to A360. They are going to migrate. So there is a migration tool. Yesterday I highlighted. With the help of migration tool, they are going to migrate from version 11 to version A360. Is that clear so far, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now progressing further. I hope it is clear. And I wanted to, yeah. Now this is the structure of the version. This is the structure
So
of the
there,
version.
sorry, I have a point. I don't know, it's too early to ask this. So to
Yeah,
do
go ahead.
that migration from version 11 to A360, do you also foresee any code changes for that or?
Yeah. It is a different large procedure is there. It's called migration operation or migration utilities is there. There is an application you need to download. It has a migration life cycle. Okay,
Okay.
migration life cycle is there.
Okay.
You
No,
without
no, I'm
not following migration life cycle, you cannot successfully migrate from version 11 to A360. If you wanted to follow a approach, structural approach, it is available. You have to follow that. It depends on company to company. One company follow XYZ approach. It is custom. Automation
yeah.
Anywhere has a standard approach, but other company can customize as per their need.
Yes, there. So if we just, use that migration tool to convert from V11 to A360, so after that migration, do you also need to make some changes to the code for highlighting elements and all?
100%, yes. Yes, it is there. Limitations are there. It's not that 100% code is getting migrated. There are certain functionality features they highlight that these cannot be progressed. These cannot be migrated right away. You have to customize it, or you have to cross check. So there is a utility. That utility will tell you. So for example, packages you cannot transfer. So there are certain limited in entire code. We have, let's say, we have code, we have packages, we have variable, we have dependencies, we have file structure. So there are so many things we migrate together, correct? It's whole together, it's a package. Now if these packages are there, yeah, packages means, yeah, dependencies means packages are also there. All together we migrate. So when via migration tool I can migrate, let's say, these things. Rest are not. So rest are, we need to put manual intervention sometime to check or migrate those parameters. So that's how there is a check tool. It will highlight this is green, green, green. These are not able to do, and validate these pointers, this line item, this command. Line by line it will validate and tell you these commands is not migrated, I could not do it. Check this power port. This is how the migration tool will help you to validate.
Okay.
Does that help you?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Okay, so again, so we were in a flow of exploring a version. Version is clear so far. If anybody asks, okay, how it is connected, which version you are working, will you be able to explain? Do you know the limitations of the version, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is on the version point of view. Now coming back to the uh, this is clear. Next parameter is, yeah, what is the configuration required? This is about the version, what we are going to install, what is the limitation and features. A little bit I given some background. Now next parameter is, see, these are as of now theory we are observing, okay, because these are like information we are sharing, correct? And I wanted to share that infra configuration. So there is a documentation available, guys. These all whatever I'm saying is end-to-end details are there. I had this documentation also. I can share this also. Keep a note of it. Infrastructure requirement document. I'll share it in detail. They have highlighted what are the infrastructure need is there. Let me search if I have it. And give me a second. because I shared a little earlier, you know. Just a second, I'm just validating if I can. Just a second, guys. I'm just trying if I can show you something. No, there are too many files I shared. Fine, no worries. No, it's not right away. There are too many files. Okay, I need to navigate. So leave this. I will share that file with you, infrastructure file. I will show you also where you can find helps and all. I will show you that. It is included there. So it's not something separately I have only. Everybody can access it. Everyone. Okay. These are like, they have help documentation. Here, there only these pointers you will find right away. So no need to worry. What I wanted to focus here now is I want to tell you that now environment setup comes into picture. Now you understand what you need to install. Fine, the version differences, now you need to explore and understand that what is the infrastructure you require to do that. What is the infrastructure or environment requirement you have in order to install those tools. So I will say, okay, a second. Environment setup. Now environment setup, you need to understand a little bit. Environment we can set up. First, there are multiple way to set up. There are there are three ways now. One is cloud. One is cloud. Okay. Another is cloud is like native cloud or native automation anywhere cloud. Okay. But cloud also, one is cloud. Within cloud, let me explain this part very clearly. Very clearly you have to understand this. First is cloud. Cloud is approach. Cloud approach and desktop approach. This is called native. Desktop means native. So one is cloud approach, another is desktop. First, understand cloud approach. So you know that in cloud approach, of course, A360 onwards we are using in cloud. Now A360, what is happening in cloud? We host it in a multiple, multiple. I will say cloud service provider. So for example, I can host in Azure. I can host this in I can host this in Azure. I can host this in AWS or GCP. Okay, so this is first layer. First layer is you need to clear where you are going to host this particular cloud. Number one, this is one where you will install this. Okay, this is one way. Another set of cloud environment is there, which is Citrix. Let's say, have you heard about Citrix, guys? Have you heard about Citrix?
Yes.
Yes. Citrix and VMware. Citrix and VMware is another setup dedicated, and this is different. Citrix and VMware is more secure. It is of course comes under cloud, but not native cloud. Okay, these are like more secure cloud platform. We use for that Citrix. Within Citrix and within VM also we install. So A360 first layer is not even Citrix VM. We have to host first in AWS or GCP or maybe public on private. So there is private cloud also, no problem. Private cloud also we can host it. Then this within private cloud I can set it up that it could be Citrix and VMware, or else it could be there is no option for desktop for A360 as of now. As of now, okay, there is no native app. Directly it is happening in cloud. But yes, first you host here, you consume it in Citrix or VMware. First level this, second level this. Now in desktop version only, see, since it is old, I'm just highlighting this desktop version we have for version 11 as of now, version 11.3 or 5 also, mostly 5. Okay, now this particular version we had an option that I can host here. I can follow this approach. By the way, understand this. By default, this approach applicable to a this approach available to A3, sorry, version 11. You can host in cloud also. It is it is optional. This part is optional. Rather, I will say this part is optional. This part is optional. Fair enough. You can host in Azure. This is GCP, fine, but at least bare minimum Citrix and VMware directly you can do it. And this is option one. This is optional by default, but this is the primarily option one. Another option is you can host this in a desktop. Desktop. This is, I can call as option two. Option two. Option one, this is in directly Citrix VMware, and this is also option available. Last time also we could have installed this in Azure and all. We are hosting it here. I will talk about that also in detail a little bit so that you can relate this part. So this is how it is connected. So as of now, I will recommend forget about A3 version 11, because the moment you will start working, you are not going to right away work and install all this parameter. You're not going to right away use this and consume this particular parameter, mostly A360. So keep this in mind, that this is what is the actual long-term and futuristic infrastructure you are going to work. There is no desktop. So just make a note, as of now, no native setup support. Desktop as of now, it's not supporting. Fair enough. These are the three layers of environment. This comes under environment. So either it hosted here, so it's nothing but hosting platform. This is consuming platform. We cannot host in Citrix and all. We cannot like directly. Okay, so we can I not install in Citrix? We can do that also. But primarily what happen, host happen in cloud, and we consume it in this or desktop, either in Citrix on VM, Citrix VM, or directly from desktop. Now you don't get confused. This is not desktop app. I'm saying desktop link, via link. Okay, web browser also I can consume. So I can consume this in Citrix, in virtual machine, or any other virtual machine, or in desktop via link of within web browser. I can consume it. That's the structure of environment. Accessibility. Now next thing, okay, I know now what to do and what is required. Bare minimum, what is the, you know the second parameter is what is the configuration required to be followed. Configuration. See this, I will share the documentation, so I'm just highlighting so that bare minimum you understand what is required. Bare minimum. Okay, now configuration is, there are couple of types are there. So not only I can group it into multiple types. Let's observe configuration. Primarily configuration is, okay, one configuration I can say, how it is, where we are running for configuration is for control room. I will talk about what is control room. Another configuration I required where I will runtime environment. Runtime environment. Runtime environment. Runtime environment in bracket you can say runtime means A360 client. Control room is a different altogether, and it is client. Now these two are merged in version 11. These two have been merged in version 11. Sorry, A360 onwards, both are merged. Control room and runtime is merged. But sometime and I need to check this, if admin has a separate access for control room, they can only access control room. Is it feasible? I need to check this part. But as of now, I can show you in the community also it is merged. So control room and runtime environment is merged. I can run it also. Now runtime is splitted into multiple environment. Runtime is splitted into multiple environment. First environment is development. Another environment is testing. Another environment is production. Understand this is structure also. And for development, configuration is light because I am just creating it. In testing also light. In production, based on how many machines are there. How many machines are there? One machine or five machine? If five machine, my configuration for production system would be higher. That's the basic background I'm giving. Just understand. Dev, one or two machine or five machine I'm running. 1 to 5 machine in development environment, which is fine. No problem there. Second is testing. Again, testing maximum 1 to 2 machine we required. But in production, it could be one, and it could be maximum 20, 50, it doesn't matter based on the solution size. Then the configuration of this particular production environment is different. and these are bare minimum. Now I'll talk about the what is the requirement, what is the configuration you in general required in order to have this, that I'm going to highlight. Is there any question, guys, so far? Do you have any
There,
question?
I have a question. So,
Yeah.
this now 8360 is hosted on cloud.
Hmm.
Then why we need this Citrix? We just need one URL and the credentials, no?
See, very good, nice point. I am hosting this primarily. I'm hosting it here, but I'm consuming via Citrix also. This is I highlighted. This is we are consuming it here. This is one infra, and there are also certain client they don't use Azure and all. Okay, in Citrix only they consume it. So in Citrix and virtual machine we need to deploy. Within virtual machine they use either a private memory or that particular system memory, or within virtual machine they connect with Azure or AWS also possible. I have not seen that much complex infrastructure. What is very bare minimum simple is this is what typically happen. We host in Azure and we consume in a Citrix via a link. You are right, that is traditional, but there are also certain client and certain scope. So imagine I have to develop something within Citrix, and that is private. Citrix means again it is very secure. There are certain app which is very secure, then we need to host that particular application also in Citrix. But A360 primarily hosting is this, always we consume. That is why I mentioned it is we are consuming within this. I am yet to see where we are hosting and consuming both. It is full-fledgedly,
So,
but we host here and we consume it. Yeah.
if I want to, work on this A360,
Mm.
I mean, do I have to, log into this Citrix machine and then, or I can just, whatever mm, organization provides the laptop, no, we can just work on it, no, using that web browser.
We can work on both is possible. So you can, okay, let me have this much is fine. So imagine A360 you have. Now you
Okay.
have a let's say tell me the scenarios, couple of scenarios. So you have a desktop or laptop, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Desktop. What are the other scenario? Desktop you have secure environment, which is nothing but virtual machine. You have virtual machine. These are the two-way, bare minimum
Okay.
two-way. Now if you are accessing desktop, what is happening? Hosting, where is happening hosting? Hosting is happening again in AWS or some cloud platform, correct? Some cloud platform, they are hosting it. So this is fine, hosting, and you are consuming via desktop. What is
Yes.
consuming here? Consuming in nothing but desktop only,
Yes.
fine. This is clear. Now it is, if it is virtual machine, there is another scope is virtual machine. Where they are hosting it, there is two way. If it is virtual machine, there are two setup type of environment we can set up. AWS or cloud platform we can set up. We can also set up in virtual machine. Earlier we used to set up in virtual machine. The entire setup we used to take care in virtual machine. This is old version of doing it. We don't do anymore. We host everything in cloud because I can do it in a local also, and I can do it in a virtual machine also. So I don't need to host in a virtual machine. This is old type of infrastructure, but we do it also. I worked on this kind of setup also, where
Okay.
we are hosting in virtual machine. Okay. And then it is virtual machine and consuming. Where you are consuming, it is of course within desktop you are consuming in virtual machine. Within desktop, this is, I cannot say native desktop, you are connecting to Citrix, or let's say VMware, or let's say any other cloud, I will say platform, through which you are consuming it. So in virtual machine, this is where you are hosting, this is where you are consuming. If it is desktop, this is where you are hosting, this is where you are consuming. Is that clear?
Yes.
So this is, again, it is very complex. What is, if you ask me, hey, what is going on now, what you follow now? So I'll say, hey, it's very straightforward. A360, you host in any any cloud platform, AWS or Azure, uh, Azure or GCP something, GCP, Azure. So you can host it here, and we consume it in desktop. But there are very complex architecture, guys. Sometime I'm using also, there are desktop I'm using my native, okay, desktop I'm using my natively, but there are certain application hosted in Citrix also. Citrix also, or virtual machine also. Then I consume it in desktop. I install that in Citrix also in order to some agent. Some agent I need to install. Some agent not. I will explain what is agent. That agent we need to install in Citrix also in order to communicate between desktop and Citrix. That is also another infrastructure. It could be very complex. You don't need to go into that details. There is a whole set of team who works on, which is, you can call it a infra team, or platform team. In so you this team will take care of this part. Whatever this is, for FYI purpose, you need to know. Until and unless you are working in a environment where you are everything, then you have to take care of this. Is that clear so far?
So yes, I understood. So wherever that agent is installed, so that is the place where we consume, whether it will be in a Citrix machine or desktop.
Yes. Good.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is done, this is done, this is done. Now, okay, next, yeah, configuration. Now, in order to do in desktop or wherever, what is bare minimum? So I had this, I will share this also, but a bare minimum what is required, I'm telling you. Processor, as per, I will say what I can, is it processor they don't talk about in general. Processing speed they talk about. They start with first memory. Memory you require bare minimum 100 GB. Recommended, you can use in a less GB also, no problem. This is space you required. Processing at least 8 core or 8 GB RAM. 8 GB RAM they ask. Okay, I'll say RAM. 8 GB RAM they ask. And I am not seeing any i5 or i7 that classification is given here. Rather, it operating system they ask for Windows operating system is Windows. 100 GB, 100 GB space, 8 GB RAM, bare minimum required. Then processing speed 2.8 gigahertz, bare minimum required. Okay, processing speed, it is required. Now, if I move to the next one, next parameter, apart from this, okay, uh, bare minimum .NET, I think 4.5 plus required. 4.5 plus, you need to have installed that particular framework in your system. Apart from that, just since I'm memorizing and sharing that, uh, it was straight away. These are the basic requirement you need to follow. Apart from that, I'm just recalling what is required. This is bare minimum basic required. Now it has a structure. If it is one system, multiple system, the configuration will change. If it is you are working for one machine configuration is different, and if you are using for, let's say, 5 or 6 or 10 machine, the configuration will be different, or this requirement, infrastructure requirement, will be different. Okay, and now this infrastructure, yeah, this is very nice point. This infrastructure is different for two things. There are two things, always remember. So here, one machine versus two, and there are categorization of control room, and there is a categorization of client. So for client, there are different requirement. For control room, there are different requirements. Understand that. Both are now it has been merged, but earlier it was like different requirement. Again, current infrastructure, I need to check how is it allocating. Is it separate or not? But you remember, these are the two component of it, and we need to take care of requirement of, if I am managing multiple machine, 500, 200 machine, what is the system required for control room? Because control room is hosted in somewhere. Now both they have merged in A360. Both are merged, so no need to worry that part. But these are the two core component, control room and client. Both are merged in A360, no need to worry. And within that, there is a structure like, single system and multi-system structure. If for single system, this is bare minimum you required. Apart from that, what is it support edge browser, and there are other browser, I'm not getting into that. But what else, am I missing anything? I think this is bare minimum you required. Okay, but yeah, the higher maximum machine you are going for, again, core, space, and that processing speed, and you have to improve, you have to increase this processing speed or not. Server, yeah, we used to install server in server window NT server to 2012 onwards, it supports. Wherever you can install that into server also, I think, yeah. So 2012, it's called Microsoft Window Server. So 2012 version onwards, you can install this also. You can install that also. It supports in this also. This is bare minimum requirement. Okay. Any questions so far on this infrastructure part?
No questions.
Okay. Moving back. So this is done. Now head back, deleting, going back to our agenda. If you remember, fair enough. Now you are ready. Now you have this. You have other parameter which we discussed already. Once you have that data, now you are kind of ready. Okay, what we are going to talk is, give me a second, desktop, and just go to at the bottom. This is, we just capture the agenda. Will it open? It's opening. Yeah. So now let's follow this part. Yeah. So reset the password. Yeah, we'll start from this point. These are the parameter I'm going to cover. Okay. Let me open this. So I'm a little bit extending because I started a little late. Okay. So go back to this, and this is no, not this one. Give me a second. Yeah. Yeah. So here I was saying that you need to change the user ID password. So here, once we selected this particular user ID, we connected. Once we log in, preliminary activity is done. You go to user, and here I can modify and edit user. Whatever I wanted to do, I can change things and all. I can give access permission. Have a look. If you have admin right, again, always see from a point of view that you have less access as of now. Not all of them, but some of the features you have less limited accesses, guys. In community, there are some limitation, this slowness and all. You can see also it's a bit slow here, but yeah, we have to adopt this, guys. Be informed from the day one I'm highlighting this. Okay, because this is the limitation I observe. Even you will practice, you will face the same until unless it's a kind of bug, I believe. Why should we do it so slow? Okay, okay, this is loading. I refreshed it again. I refreshed it so that it's fast enough. But this is, I will say, it will not be wrong to say natural phenomena of this cloud platform, unfortunately. Maybe check in your system also sometime and let's compare, because in other batch it was same, it was very slow, and it is like sometime it's work fine, sometime there are some challenges. That's why I had to get install enterprise older version, where I am explaining the features. Yeah, this is you are confused, correct? Why two version I am taking? Yeah, the answer were that, see, enter in this cloud version, whatever features I can explain fine, because this slowness, shall I wait or what should I do now? Tell me. I cannot wait, correct? So these features, bare minimum, which is very much dependent in cloud platform, I'll go with cloud platform. What is not dependent on cloud platform, I can explain that with enterprise, which is installed in the previous version also. The logic and concept remain same there. Okay, logic and concept remain same, but the parameter is uh, yeah, the approach is different. So you can compare both. This approach is different. So look at this here, it's like it's highlighting, this is the mail ID, last name, first name, whatever you fill there. This is the desktop, it is connected. When I'm logging last time, basic details. Now here it is, I can actually change it here. So these are the component, it's loading what kind of role and permissions I have. It is loading right now. This icon means it is loading right now. Okay, now you can see who is the user. As of now, user is this bot creator access I have, you can see. And yeah, just last modify this minutes ago. These are the data you can see. So yeah, this is the bot inside expert access I have, and see user access I have. These two user accesses I have. These two accesses I have here, you can see it here, guys. Now if I click on edit, I can edit this information also based on my requirement. If I click on this edit, go on this part, click on edit. Unable to edit, cannot edit user except the profile at the top of page. Okay, change user, please contact. Okay, so the way I have logged in, it's not allowing me to edit here. Okay, but I can disable this particular user. I can disable this user. I can edit this user information. I can update some information, whatever I want. I can give role and responsibility to the user from the admin access, and I can disable that user also. Whichever user I want to enable, disable, that also I can do. So bare minimum, if I say in other way that I can managing my user, I'm managing my user, that will be not wrong. That would be not wrong. Permissions and its information we can modify, name and all we can modify. Fair enough, this is clear. This is limited. Again, in admin there are a lot of other things are there. In the enterprise version you will be able to see once you work on enterprise version, there are a lot of features, but in community this is limited, guys. And not move this. Yeah, now look at this part. This part I'm just clicked here. Now there, here you have my settings. From here also I can set it up. Look, remember, user, you can control the user and the permission. If you go to this, click on this icon, this button, my email ID is showing. Now if you click on this my settings, once you click on this my settings, you will be able to redirect it to this particular page where you can edit your credentials. You can change your password, you can edit your credential. So if you click on this edit, you can see everything. I can change my password, contact information, xyz. I can update right away, cancel it right now. I hope it is clear. Now which machine I have connected, that also it is highlighting. It is connected, this is the machine it is captured. I can edit that information also. What kind of information I can edit? You can see I can edit bare minimum. I can this connection, that from the control room, this is the machine it is connected. I can remove this machine also. Here, this is how I can connect multiple machine. If I have multiple machine, I can connect via this. I'll show you that also. How to connect machine, we will look into that, don't worry. As of now, one machine is connected. You can see that machine name here and local device, and it's showing the status is connected. We need to always check the status is connected or not. If it is connected, it will highlight here. It will highlight, there's a green checkbox you can see here. It will highlight here as well. This is how it is all mapped. This is how the user permission mapped here, guys. Okay, now you can modify your password and all. I told you, first thing, you whatever default password, you change it. You change the user details also. These two things you do, you are set. Once you are done, you are set. You are set to at least consume. Now there is next activity, you have to connect your device. For connecting device, I will tell you what are the steps we in general perform in typical way in next class. I don't want to stretch this and hurry up, and I will tell you from the point where we will connect the device. So what we discuss right now, readiness of user, yeah, setup device. So I could not touch base these two parameter now. Okay, these two parameter. Okay, this is reset and the user details and password is done. Setup device onwards, I don't want to rush through. We'll talk about setup device and install agent, how do we do that, and then user ID password in admin, how exactly we can modify and update. I already highlighted, correct. User access and permission, how we do that. User, this is also done. Only the setup we will look into in the next class onwards, and we'll deep dive into this, guys. And say next class is on Monday, and we will look into this in detail. Any question before we close the session today? Any question?
Actually,
Pragati, Prakash, Varun? Yeah.
last question. So, you shown me that some green tick is there. That means your system is connected.
Yeah. Yes, you're right.
So,
My system is
tomo-
connected.
you said tomorrow we are going to, see how we will, connect the system. So
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
already connected, no? You already connected this.
I already connected this, but I can disconnect it and I can show you that also. It's nothing
Oh,
but
okay.
okay. I wanted to walk through. It's like agent you need to download. I will tell you how to
Oh,
download that agent. Okay, there is an icon you saw, there is an icon. If it is not connected, there is an icon that connect in your machine. I will remove this agent and I'll install from the scratch. I'll show you. That's how I am going
okay.
to do. So there is
Yeah,
an
got
agent
it.
installed. If you go to system, I will highlight this also. You go to systems. Mm, 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 mm. Settings, and I don't want to rush this and nothing else, guys,
Uh,
because you will learn easily. Account, not this one. Wait. So you can see I'm just I'm using via this. I have to check. Give me a second. Device not this one. Update also not. Yeah, app. Okay. So here you can see these are the I have this agent. This agent I will remove and I'll install. Not this one. Yeah, this is version this agent. We'll talk about this agent, and there are add-ons we need to install. We'll do this. As of now, just prepare for your system, get the access done, enable your system configuration the way we discuss. Bare minimum, try to meet that requirement, and then we will pick it up from that point. How to connect your device, how to enable the add-ins because that is required, and how to connect, install the that particular agent, how to install connect, and then how to connect your add-ins in order to set through, and what is the approach we do for that. Okay, is that okay guys? Clear so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay guys, we will catch up on Monday, and if you have any question keep me posted, and I can ask, once the it is completely formed up, we'll create a group, and in that group we can keep on sharing the input, and if you have any question we can discuss there. It's kind of a community forum, and we will keep on keep in touch in that particular forum and discuss further. If you have any questions you can ask me. If you have any system related or course related details, you can connect with my team. That's how we can progress. Fair enough? Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much for, yeah, anybody saying something? Yeah, thank you guys. We'll catch up in next class Monday. Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.